How good is your attention span? Are you able to eat food and completely focus on the flavor of the food, the texture, the smell, and not be distracted by your phone and watching a YouTube video while you eat to give your brain extra stimulation? Are you able to go to the bathroom without your hand instinctively going into your pocket, reaching down, taking out your phone, and scrolling a particular social media app? Are you able to go to the gym and just lift weights without having extra senses of the music in your ears blasting? Are you able to have that mind to muscle connection that is crucial for building muscle and not listening to a podcast or music or whatever you listen to in the gym? A distraction, that is. Well, these are some of the things that I struggle with on a day-to-day, and it's all because of childhood. It's how I was conditioned. At the age of 5, I could play with Legos for 20 minutes and then get bored, switch to another task, and then get bored again, play some cartoons on the TV, and then switch a cartoon channel to Jetix or Cartoon Network and watch more cartoons. And it was all at my fingertips, such easy access, easier than going outside, much easier. It's all from the comfort of the sofa. Then a few years later, the PlayStation 1 came out. My dad got it for me. It was pretty cool console, not gonna lie. But my dad came with these pirated CD discs that were all games, and you wouldn't see the graphics on the games. It would just be like in marker, it would write down the name of the game that it was, and most of them didn't work. You'd like put in the game into the PS1, PlayStation 1, and you'd have to test out multiple games before one would work. And then I would find the games that did work, and I would play one for 20 minutes, then get bored, play another one for 20 minutes, and it would just go like that. Then more video games came out. I started playing video games like RuneScape alongside watching a YouTube video on the side, like minimize the screen of the Chrome tab and just watch a YouTube video whilst playing a video game. Like, playing a video game is not enough stimulation for my mind. You have to watch a YouTube video to stimulate your brain more. And I'm pretty sure most of you are familiar with this. But it comes down to all when you become an adult. When you become an adult, your attention span is pretty important because this is how you build skills. And for example, I remember 4 or 5 years ago, I joined my first Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym where I went down for my first ever class. And usually, in the class, that's how it's run. The sensei or the instructor, they show you a move, and then you have to replicate that move with a partner. So the sensei is showing a particular move on someone else, like, okay, you put your hand this way and you cross your legs. I think it was like an arm bar or something. And then it's your turn to go and practice this move on a partner, and you take turns. When it came to my turn, I was completely lost because I was kind of paying attention to what the sensei was showing, but I was so distracted by everything else. Obviously, it's your first day, but this wasn't only the first day. This was pretty much my whole time at the gym. Every single day I would go, I would not be able to pay attention to what the sensei is showing me, and I would embarrass myself time and time again, not being able to replicate techniques that I was shown. And my partners would get frustrated from explaining how to do the particular move. They're like, come on, man, like, just put your hand here and, it's easy. I completely just get lost. And it's all from years of being distracted and not paying attention to one particular thing. My brain didn't comprehend how to focus on one particular thing at a time and just spend time on that one thing instead of switching tasks when you get bored. Your brain just gets conditioned in a way when you constantly seek some easy pleasures or easy distractions that are adding zero benefits to your life. And attention spans are becoming more and more scarce in today's world. We have more and more distractions. What can we expect? There are distractions everywhere we look. Everywhere we turn our heads is a distraction. Behind me is a distraction. It's my computer screen. In front of me is a distraction. It's my telephone. And my telephone is a distraction of multiple kinds because I have so many different apps on it. Well, now I actually don't, but I used to. And if you're familiar with Instagram or TikTok or any of these apps, even YouTube, you can pretty much imagine, or you know, how distracting it can be. You are looking for a particular YouTube video you want to search. Let's say you're watching this video right now. Well, you might be tempted to click on a shorts video that is recommended to you by the YouTube app. Because, yeah, you're watching this video, but you see this short video, it's on Andrew Tate or whatever it is, some kind of influencer talking some drama. And you're thinking, oh, I might just watch this one short that's just interesting. I want to see what it is about. And you go from one short to the next, and the same with Reels or TikToks or whatever it is. They're manufactured in a way to grab your attention from what you were doing previously. Your attention is no longer at this subject. If you're watching this video, your attention is now on some kind of short, and now you're 10 shorts in, 100 shorts in, wasting hours. And this is what they want. Because your attention is really valuable to them. To those platforms, your attention is everything. This is how they make money. This is how they finance themselves. This is how they can pay millions to employees, of thousands of employees, just from your time. And your time is very valuable, and so is your attention span. And everyone wants your attention span to be diminished. Well, especially those TikTok apps, those short video format apps. They want your attention span to be completely diminished. Now let me explain what can happen when your attention span is on point, when your attention span is a good quality attention span. Well, with your attention span, you're able to learn a skill. You're able to put in the hours to learning a new skill, and you're able to actually pay attention. You focus really well, and you're able to do some deep work. It's not shallow work anymore. You're sitting down, you have no distractions, you have no telephone next to you, you have no notifications, you have no videos playing in the background, not even music playing in the background to distract you. You're solely focusing on the task at hand. You cannot compete with a person that does this kind of work. A person that practices this kind of deep work, that is able to focus on one particular task for 2 hours straight. And you may laugh to yourself, 2 hours, that's nothing. Well, try and focus on one thing for 2 hours without switching tasks or getting distracted. It is quite difficult, especially today's day. And it's becoming ever so more difficult. So when you're able to focus for 2 hours at a given time, even let's say 1 hour for the sake of it, you're focusing for 1 hour. Let's say you're trying to become a programmer, and you're learning this programming course that you found online, and you're focusing completely on this programming course for 1 hour a day and not more. But you have zero distractions. You memorize everything because your mind is not being brought, your mind attention is not being brought to anything else. It's all on this one subject, which is programming. You're learning it, and everything that you learn soaks into your brain. Now this is option A. You go through 2 years of this programming course, you finish it, and now you feel quite competent. You feel like you can offer your services to other people. Now let's look at option B. Option B is also doing the same course on programming that you're doing, the one that you spent 1 hour a day for 2 years. But this person, this option B guy, he's putting in 4 hours a day in this programming course. But he's also having his phone beside him. And that phone keeps messaging him, and he's getting messages from his girlfriend and his friends. He's getting notifications from Instagram, from YouTube. Oh, this new content creator that you're subscribed to has posted a video. Notification bell. Oh, must watch that video. You spend half an hour watching that video, and you go back to do another 3.5 hours of deep work, or work, not deep work. Shallow work. And he does another hour of work, while constantly looking at his screen to see if anyone else messaged him, if any other notifications came up. And while he's doing that, his mind gets distracted more and more. I think the studies have shown that every time you look at your phone for when you're studying, you lose 15 minutes of progress, or even more. You forget what you've been doing, and you have to reset your brain to bring back your focus to the task that you were doing at the start. Now this is quite scary because just by looking at how many distractions we have in today's day, we can see how poor our attention spans are going to become. Well, still, let's keep looking at this option B. Okay, this guy is putting in 4 hours, keeps getting distracted. And this programming course has ended. 2 years have gone by. But he doesn't feel competent. He doesn't feel like he can provide his services to anyone because he doesn't really remember anything that he has learned. Yeah, he's completed a course. He's passed his tests using ChatGPT. But he doesn't feel competent to provide his courses to anybody else. Whereas option A is already out there providing his services to everybody and earning money. Option B is still confused as to why he doesn't know anything. He's completed the course, but why doesn't he know how to program? These sometimes can be examples of when another person puts in like 1 hour of deep work a day, which is equivalent to 10 hours of another person doing shallow work. And this is how valuable deep work is. And our attentions, this is what builds skills. And those skills can then be provided for money, for finances. And this is then how we fuel our lives. So if you, as a person, can pay attention to one particular task for a prolonged period of time, then you can pretty much set yourself up for the future. If you're able to do one thing and never stop, then there's no stopping you. And you can compete with everybody else. Because, let's face it, everyone else is doing shallow work, well, hopefully you're doing deep work. And I have this one friend at work. He keeps telling me stories from when he was younger. He would focus on one particular task, which was playing guitar, for sometimes more than 12 hours a day. Now, when I've heard this, I couldn't believe it because I cannot imagine myself focusing on a particular task, like playing guitar for 12 hours a day. I would get bored after 2 hours, even less. Now, this is how it was back in the day. Now, this friend, he's almost 60. He's almost 60 years of age. This is 45 years more than me. Sorry, 35 years more than me. My maths is not good. But this is how much times have changed. This is when people have focused on one thing because they didn't have anything else to do. They had one thing and they took that one thing and they performed. They learned it. They taught themselves how to play guitar or whatever skill it is. And now, if we try and do something that is beneficial to us, well, we will get distracted by another thing. And our attention spans, they will fall and fall day by day. So, you can only imagine the skill that this friend of mine has while playing guitar. It's incredible. I've never heard anything like it. And this skill, to me, seems completely unattainable because my attention span has been destroyed. And I'm working really hard right now to restore my attention span, to make it how it's supposed to be. This is why I have habit trackers behind me, so I can make sure that I'm not losing focus, that I'm not losing track of my habits and my goals, that I'm staying on point, and making sure that I spend less time on my phone, on my computer. If I focus on one thing, let's say it is playing guitar, I make sure I'm not thinking about anything else but playing guitar. For that half an hour or 1 hour that I play guitar for, I'm not thinking about anything else. Dinner, friends, the gym, not thinking about it. If I'm in the gym, I make sure to try and focus only on the mind-muscle connection. Because otherwise it's just wasting time. Otherwise you're just listening to music in the gym, whereas you could be listening to music at home. You're not really focusing. You're lifting weights, but you're not really lifting weights. You're using stimuli from the earphones where the music is coming out of and lifting weights mindlessly. You're not thinking about it. Whatever task you're doing, you need to think about it. You need to bring your focus completely to that task. This is the only way to soak in all of the knowledge that's available from that task. Everything that this skill or whatever you're trying to learn offers, The only way to learn the maximum amount from that skill is by only thinking about it while you're performing it. Not having your mind drift off anywhere else. If you're in the jiu-jitsu class, you're not thinking about what you're going to eat later on or anything else. You're only thinking about how you can learn this particular movement that you're being shown, to then practice it, to drill it, to perform it multiple times to then get the grasp of it. Focus and attention spans are dying, and you must make sure that you do not lose track of your attention span, that you keep trying to improve it, because it's the most valuable thing you have alongside with time. Your attention span plus your time equals your success. If you are interested in talking one-to-one, consider booking a coaching call. We will talk about any discussed themes that you want to discuss. Consider liking this video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel and comment down below what you think about your own attention span. Do you think your attention span is good? And tell me if you have destroyed your attention span already and you're on your journey to restore your attention span just like I am. Thanks for watching. Peace.